All right, hello everybody. Grady Polcyn here, Family First Life America. So excited to have Miss Marcie Wingate on with us today. She resides in, what's the city in Idaho? You guys have a small compound of insurance producers up there in Idaho.
I live in Sandpoint, Idaho.
Sandpoint, Idaho. Okay. And how many people live in your town?
7,000.
7,000. So some people make excuses and some people like Marcie make it happen. And I'm so excited to spend time with you today and to hear your story and background and, see if we can share and impact some people on how they can make the decision for themselves to push and become something greater than they think they are. Points. So I'd love it if you just give us some background. Tell us more about you. How'd you find FFL? And when did you make the decision to go all in? Give us your background.
So I was a stay-at-home mom for quite a few years. I actually didn't work for maybe 5 to 7 years. And I moved here from Miami, Florida. And I was introduced to Matt Saunders, and Matt had me start recruiting. So I was recruiting a little bit, and then I decided to get my license. So I got my license last January. And then at the end of January, I wrote 3 policies and I went to convention. So the convention in Phoenix really changed everything. And I saw all these people up on stage, and I just felt like, wow, they're so excited to be here. They're protecting families, which was really important for me. We were in a church, and I just felt like, wow, this is really the business that God blessed me with. So we came home from convention, and then I just, kind of dove in head first. And then over the summer, my situation changed. I moved about an hour north of where I was living before. So it was even more remote. And I realized I just had to go deep into the remote sales. But that experience of having the in-home was really, really valuable.
I agree. And people ask me that. They're like, how do I have to sell if I work with you guys? However you want to, John, as much as you want to. Your goal is create minimums for yourself, find out what you need to live, and then double or triple that to be able to fund your business. But, you make a very clear point. There's a ton of virtual action that Family First Life is capitalizing on and dominating now, becoming the #1 virtual sales company in the entire industry. But the same standpoint, we cut our teeth as well as our backbone was strengthened through in-person sales. And that's the kind of a path that I try to help new agents understand, is that it's, doing a phone sale is great and all, but they can hang up on you at any point. They can't really throw you out the house if you forget what to say when you're sitting in the home. You call your manager and you're still at the kitchen table. So if you can start out as a new agent sitting face to face, do that as much as you can. And then at some point, keep doing that, which is what the elite producers do. And at then, as well as add on some virtual, which is a combination of either Zoom or telesale. So I love that you're a disciple of both, and you've been successful at both. So what kind of ramped up though? What made you want to do it? Give us that transition that Marcie went through.
So it was back in August. We came back from Arizona, and I decided I was gonna just go for it. And I had to go for it because I was tired of just kind of spinning my wheels or just kind of not really getting forward. So September, I was still out in the field a little bit. And then October, I was like, I'm just going to really go focus on the telesales. So I was doing mostly one call closes as well as setting some appointments. So I did that. And then I implemented more of my back office strategies. I implemented Calendly, which I really love because Calendly sends a text as well as an email to confirm the appointment with the client.
So you said something in there about one call closes, and let's transition. You're clearly a hard worker. You're at the office, ready to go, making it happen. Al said there was a snowstorm and you got trapped in your garage and you still climbed out through the chimney or something. How did you got to the office regardless?
We lost power this morning. We have 3 feet of snow out there, and I had to manually lift the garage door up because the power was out. And yeah, but I'm here.
Well, we appreciate you. Drop a fire emoji in the comments below to show some love to Marcie and warm her up for having to climb through 3 feet of snow to be on this call with us today. Okay, so you said you implemented one call closes. Will you talk about how that works, what you do, what you say? Just give us the framework so that someone who's sitting here with pen in hand or thumbs in phone can write out these notes on what you say, and or now rewind it because this will be on. They're probably watching this now on YouTube we got live and we got YouTube. We got them both, but I would love for you to share what you do because it's clearly working.
Well, there's 2 points that you really need to go into this with. You have to care about the clients. It's like so important, and they have to be able to feel that. So I ask a lot of questions. I also, when I'm on calls, I try to speak slower so they can understand, and I speak clearly to them. You also have to be yourself. I was, watching quite a few of the training videos, and I was sort of taking other people's perspectives and other people's, word tracks, and it was kind of not really working for me. So you have to really be yourself, and then you also, you just have to like do the whole financial inventory, which is really important, which I wasn't doing in the beginning. I was skipping because the telesales is it's a totally new kind of experience if you're going from in-home to telesales. So I was missing a few things on the financial inventory. And I noticed when I was missing the certain things that I needed to, I had to backtrack, and then I was getting think about it. But you have to go over the whole financial inventory.
Okay. So what do you say? So ring, and then I want you to, how are you one call closing? Like, what do you say? What leads are you running? Pick your favorite lead, which one you're most comfortable with doing this with. And then what are you saying to them to get them at least on the open? Like, how are you hooking them to even want to talk to you?
Okay. So for the one call closes, I really like the 1 month internet leads.
Okay.
So I would say, hey, Grady, this is Marcie. I'm just getting back to you regarding the request that you submitted for information on insurance. This is the kind of insurance that would pay in case of disability or death to your husband or wife and to your kids.
Okay.
So let me just verify that your age is 34.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. I'm going to be serious. I want you to do this well, and I'm going to be serious because I'm 38 now, and 34 was great years, but that was pre-FFL years. So actually like 38 way better. But back to you. Go ahead.
Is your date of birth, just to verify, 11/11/1984?
Yes.
And your address is 123 Success Lane?
Yes.
Okay, so it just takes a few minutes to go over this information. I just have to ask you a few questions, and then we'll see what we can get you qualified for. Does that sound fair?
Fair.
Okay, so have you ever had, I'm just going to ask you some general questions. Have you ever had a heart attack, stroke, cancer, anything like this?
None.
Any diabetes, neuropathy, high blood pressure?
None.
How about lupus, rheumatoid arthritis?
None.
Asthma, COPD?
Nope.
Any anxiety, depression?
No.
Or kidney or liver disease?
Nothing like that. No.
Okay. Have you had any major surgeries in the last 5 to 10 years?
Nope.
And are you a smoker or non-smoker?
Non-smoker.
And hey, Grady, are your parents still alive?
Yes.
And how old are they?
67 and 66.
And who are you thinking about? Just tell me what it would be like if something happened to you tomorrow and you didn't walk in the door.
My wife, Chantel, would be a mess, and she'd have to figure out a way to pay the bills.
Okay, so I can give you a couple options and we can go from there and we can see if you can get qualified. Does that sound fair?
Sure. So you just roll right into it. We're on the phone for 2 minutes and you're asking about rheumatoid arthritis.
Okay, so the first option would be an accidental policy.
Okay.
So that would be $90 a month for about $250,000 of coverage. We could actually even put your wife on that same policy.
Okay.
And option B would be a cashback option where you get all the money back after 30 years. You could get $100,000 of protection for $200 a month.
Okay.
So which one looks better? Which one looks better for you and would fit your family the best?
What does cashback mean?
Cashback means that if you pay a premium of $200 a month, at the end of the 30 years, you get the entire premium back. So that would be a check for $40,000 that you would get at the end of the term, at the end of the 30 years. It's like a savings account.
Okay. Okay. And that's for me and my wife, or is that just for me?
That one would just be for you,
Okay.
but that would cover death in any case: cancer, heart attack, stroke, COVID.
Okay. 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 The first one was accidental. It seemed like a little less, right?
Yeah, the accidental is a little less because it only covers an accident.
Okay. Let's I mean, but it's me and her, right?
On the accidental, I can cover you both. Yeah, so you're both protected. If something happens to you, we can give her the 250,000, and if something happens to her, we can give you the 250,000.
Okay, they both sound good, but I just need to think about it.
Well, what we have to do here is submit an application, because actually the company has to think about it, and that takes 3 to 5 days.
Okay, but I just need to think about it.
Grady, I want you to think about like what you said earlier, as far as like what would happen and how it would be for you if you didn't walk in the door tomorrow. What does that look like for your family?
It would be bad. It would be real bad, Marcie.
Yeah. So which one of those two options do you think that would be, the best for you, that would leave Chantel with the money if something were to happen to you and you didn't come home tomorrow?
Well, I'm 34 and I'm healthy. So the most likely cause of a near death for me would probably be an accident. And if we can put me and her on there for $90, that's probably a good move right now. And I do want to know more about that cashback policy, because that sounds really cool. But I think just today, like you said, if God forbid something happened to me today, it would most likely, I mean, I'm not saying, right. But most likely it would be an accident. So let's just do that accidental and get something started.
Okay, great. So that's a super easy application. We can go ahead and start that now. We'll fill it out. I fill out the application. And then at the end of the application, what I always do is I always say, well, this is exactly what's going to happen. In 3 to 5 days, you're going to get a folder from me. And that's with my personal information. In the folder, you want to save that until your policy comes in the mail. So your policy is going to come in the mail in about 2 weeks, and you'll put the policy inside the folder that I send to you. Do you have any questions, Grady?
No. So the policy so you're going to mail me the policy in 3 to 5 days?
You'll receive the folder from me in 3 to 5 days.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
So what I do is I mail everybody a folder with my personal information, so they have something from me right away while they're waiting for their policy to come.
Excellent. So any final tie downs you do? Any final last lines you say on the phone, just to kind of solidify who you are, increase credibility with the client?
So I just say, well, I always ask them the question of, what is the main reason that you want to put this policy in place?
Protect my wife and my kids.
Okay, so if you have any questions, please save my cell phone number in your phone. You can reach me at any time, and have a great day.
Fantastic. Drop a 42 in the comments below to show Marcie some love. 2, I did not expect you to run through the whole sales presentation. You caught me a little off guard, so I paused. I apologize for my awkwardness at some points there, but you're in the zone. We're protecting this client, and we're moving forward with some level of protection at whatever cost. And what you did when I gave you a double think about it is you went right back at me. Why are we even on the phone? Why are we 7 minutes into a phone call right now? Because what we said at minute 2, which is to protect your wife and your kids, because if you didn't come home tomorrow, that household will be an absolute mess. Pushed me right back, knocked me down, chopped out my think about it, and now served me an application. Marcie, that was tremendous. That was awesome. So give us some more final tips, some other things you do in your production and your sales that you find that the new agents could benefit from.
Well, I try to explain the whole process as detailed as I can. And I know that comes from obviously reps, from exactly like where I am as far as, like the telesales. I say I help families in these 3 states. I am an independent broker. So I really try to explain exactly who I am to make them feel comfortable in the beginning. And then as the call goes on, I actually try to make them feel uncomfortable. So in the beginning, I try to make them feel comfortable, but then as the process goes on, you want to ask them the tough questions. You want to ask them, who's going to be picking up the pieces if something happens to you? Who's going to pay your mortgage if something happens to you? Also, just like I said before, you have to be yourself, and you have to really care about these families.
That's excellent, Marcie. That's true. I mean, any chance you have to increase credibility with someone who doesn't know you, that you're asking for personal information and going to engage into nearly a financial interaction, is going to only benefit you. Do you text them anything or email anything quickly when you first get on the phone? And you do anything like that?
I've done that. I have a credibility sheet with my picture, my phone number, my email on it. So that has helped quite a bit. And when I set appointments, I will text people that. Now I have a lot of appointments, so it's sort of different. But I try to, especially if they give me any resistance or if there's a think about it, I'll text them the credibility sheet with my picture on it.
That's good. Up on MW for Marcie Wingate in the comments below. If we had that song, win. Who does that? Maybe we'll play it at the end. We'll find it. I think it's J Rock or something. There's a song that goes win, 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 win. But Marcie, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. And we'll look forward to seeing you more real soon. Bye for now.